Hey everybody. I just want to make sure, why is this not live? Okay, now it's live. Cool, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Well, let's just jump right in. Hey, reformulate. Let's get started. Wait. Yep, okay, cool. I just want to make sure I have everything open that I need to open over here. I think I do. Hey, Mac. So we're gonna go make a GitHub repo. Now, question, where do we put this? I guess I'll put everything under Adam Learns. It's a little weird to do that. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so new repository name, Idle Ascend. Oh wait, I already did this, right? Idle Ascendants, and we're gonna call this prototype. And I don't want it to be where the final code ends up. The prototype for Idle Ascendants. I'm hoping I don't reuse this repo for the final version. Done, and this is definitely private, unfortunately. And then create. Okay, now let's go make the code Godot over here. We're doing this in GD script, so let's launch regular Godot like this. And then just make a new project in this location. Okay, we're gonna call this Idle Ascendants. Yeah, sure, like that. Oh man, we're gonna run into a problem here, which I hope we don't really hit, but if the editor ever lags, we're gonna need to switch to the mobile renderer. Hopefully that gets fixed at some point. So create folder and now create. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that doesn't make a Git repo. Yeah, it doesn't. And so that means it won't have a git ignore. So we gotta go do that stuff. So let's go make a git ignore, gitignore.io, Godot, and macOS. Sure, sounds good. Git ignore. Oh, wait, there's already git ignore. Well, it had just that. Is there anything else that I wanted here? It's probably pretty good. Sure, whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. This is all rapid prototyping. That's a git ignore. We have a problem with that. I think it's going to be pretty obvious. Okay, so now we follow these instructions. So git init, git add, git ignore. Then commit. We can only commit by opening up the whole repo. Well, I mean, not only commit, but I'm going to commit by opening this whole thing here. See, oops, what am I doing? I'm in the wrong folder. Oh my God. Okay, well, let's fix that. Move git ignore over to Idle Ascendants. I messed up perhaps the most basic thing. Wait, how is there already a git ignore in here? Man, this should have been the easy part. Yeah. Okay, good. So yeah, move this over there. Git ignore Idle Ascendants, yes. And then remove the Git directory from here. I don't even know, does this have a remote somehow? Did I already somehow do this? No. So rm rf git. Got to be careful never to run that in another folder. Okay, then we go to Idle Ascendants and run this stuff there. Great. All right, so git init, git add, git ignore, git commit -m, set up repo, git branch -m main, remote add, and push. All right, cool. So now we have code here. Well, we have a git ignore here, and that's it. And so now I think it's probably worthwhile to add a README and say something. What was it? Oh yeah, link to the design document. That way I've got everything together. So overview, I wrote the design document here. And here is this. There we go. Now why is this already underlined? First line should be top level heading. Okay, well, fine. Great. And then there's an update for VS Code. I guess let's click update now. Getting a tiny bit sidetracked there. Well, that shouldn't take very long. Also, I am kind of curious what the update is. Manage. I trust this. Where do I see the update notes? VS Code update notes. February. No, I already saw all this. Huh. Strange. I don't know what that update was then. Well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, next up, where did we leave off here? So add this to homepage. Yeah, let's go do that. So I guess, do I have I going to anything? No, I don't. Stream tasks, Abbott to do. I guess I'll get rid of the Abbott to-do list. Smooth, thanks for resubbing. Also, you are indeed first. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Delete. Let's add in Idle Ascendants. Cool, and keyboard shortcut will be I. Save and copy. CP. Minute 42. Oh, of the hour. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, I haven't been streaming for that long. You made me check OBS. CP, where's this homepage stuff? Got it. Cool. All right, I should have that on my homepage. Good, I do. Now let's go make a project in here. This is all just very basic setup stuff. We will get to code today. I just want this to have a good foundation. Design doc, yep, cool, we got that. Make a GitHub project, throw some starter tasks in there. Yeah, so how do we... New project for this repository. And I want it to be this one. To do in progress done, yeah. Okay, cool. And then the starter tasks are gonna be, I don't know, make some stuff. What should we do first? I guess get manual battling working first. Get manual battling working. And whoopsie, that's not supposed to be this. How do we convert to issue? There we go. In this. Cool, and that's gonna be in progress. Nice. Easy peasy. Okay, next, let's go configure the project itself. So we're gonna start with a title screen, I guess. Never seen a Trello on GitHub. Is this new? It's called GitHub Projects, and I don't think it's all that new. Why is this untitled? Project name, Idle Ascendants. How do you save this? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I don't think GitHub Projects is all that new. Release date. Whoops. Yeah, 2022. So it's been around for almost 2 years. All right, turn on type warnings and stuff. Yeah, we got to do that. And then I want to commit just that stuff. In fact, how about let's make... Should I make a title screen? Yeah, let's start with just a title screen, I guess. Oh, which means we got to think about how we're going to do scene transitions. There can be a game or like a scene manager class or something like that that changes us between these different states. I think... Well, we're definitely going to need a title screen. So let's just do this and then add in some text down here that is label. And just in here say, this is the title screen. Easy peasy. Then we're going to save this. Select current and save. We don't even have the folder structure. Let's go make that. Let me do another thing too while we're at this. Like I said, all this is just setup stuff for right now. Yeah, so open, I don't care. Code. So we're going to make function IA go to this. And I think that's X SSD location. Volumes inland. Yes, good. Idle Ascendants and then CCD $@ Cool. So now if I source that, I can just type IA and go to this directory, and then we don't have anything in here yet. So make dir script scenes assets. Whoops. And then inside scenes, we'll save this as title screen. Yeah, right. Game is fun. I've messed that up before. If you don't set is fun to true, then people don't play your game. Very important. All right, so here's our game. Wait for it. Why is this lagging? Okay, there we go. This is the title screen. Wow. I would say this is pretty fun. So prototype success. I think we put this on Steam and then just watch the money roll in. Should be easy. Okay, so I think the very first thing is going to be like, actually, this is not in progress. We're going to make a new thing that's in progress here. Idle Ascendants, and we're going to say like make title screen. Okay, this will just have a start game for now and a script listening for pressing enter or space. We'll eventually just skip this screen altogether in testing, but it'll lead to the character creation or character selection screen. The main point of this task is to set up how scene switching will work. Cool. Great performance. I know. Running at like 22, 23 frames per second pretty solidly. Hey, Abdahak. Welcome in. We're all rich now, yeah. Just immediately dole out money to chat. You were all part of this monumental achievement. Turn on type warnings. Yeah, let's go do that. How do we do that? Type. Yep. Untyped declaration. Warn. Actually, I kind of want it to be an error. I want all the... Where are the warnings? Yeah, here. So what else do we want? Maybe warning is good enough. I don't know. Let's just consider it an error for now. Yeah. Is there anything that's off completely that I want to have be on? Is this off by default? I think it's set to ignore by default. Yeah. Okay. So can we just look at to ignore stuff? Inferred declaration. What is this for? Respectively, when a variable has an implicitly inferred static type. No, that's fine. Unsafe property access. Let's warn on all this stuff. Unsafe method access. Yeah, let's warn on that. Unsafe cast. Warn on that. Unsafe call argument. Sure, warn on that. Return value discarded. I don't think that one needs to be a warning. I think everything else is fine. That's the only ignore that we have. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to my accountant. Please don't. Please. All right, so type warnings are on. GitHub repos created. Are we at start prototyping now? More or less. I think we should check in everything that's there. Open repository. The whole point of this should have been that there was an open repository. Oh, it didn't know it was a repository. Oh, now I see. Okay, so now we got to go check in all of this stuff. So we've done pretty much nothing so far. So like add title screen. This also adds the default assets, like the icon. Yeah, I don't, that's fine. All right, let's push that. Cool. All right, so make title screen. This is mostly about scene switching. So let me think about how I want to do this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have like a game node always be there, and it'll start with the title screen, and it'll handle swapping out whatever this main node is for whatever is needed. I think that makes sense. I'm using GDScript for this. Yeah. Okay, so let's go do that. And yeah, by default, we'll just set it to, how do we make a new scene here? Okay, so we'll make this a 2D scene, and it'll just be called game. And it should have a script attached to it in script/game. Cool. Wow, it already warns by default because there's no return type of void. So silly. And now it's going to complain that Delta doesn't have a type on it, right? Probably. I'm guessing I need to set this to a float. And now it's going to complain that I'm not using Delta. Even the default script. Okay, yeah. So this will be our main thing. Let's delete this and delete this and delete this. In fact, we probably don't even need a process for right now. Okay, so now game is going to be our main scene. How do we do that? I'm guessing through the project settings. Oh, I need to save this first. Game. And then main. Run. Main. Here it is. Okay, so this is going to be game. Okay, cool. Okay, so now when we start the game, it's going to show literally nothing. Yeah. And so what we want it to do is we want it to show the title screen by default. And maybe we'll say like, how do you export things from GDScript? GDScript export to editor, or like show in editor. I think it's an export annotation. I don't actually. Oh, come on. Export range, export var. This is pretty close to what I want. Cause the default value to be set after the export takes effect and we'll override it. Properties. Special syntax is so weird looking. Okay, so I think we just want export, and I think in this case we're just gonna export a single thing. Yeah, var. Okay, so at export var show title screen equals true. Okay, so now that should show up in the editor, right? Yeah, so there's a checkbox up here, the upper right, that says show title screen. When this is true, we're going to actually show the title screen. So if show title screen, then do something here. Otherwise, how do you throw errors in GDScript? Throw error. I guess we can just assert that it's true for right now. Assert show title screen. Yeah. Okay. So now if we were to run this with this unchecked, it should just immediately error out. Will it tell us though? Assertion failed. Can we put a message in the assertion? Yeah, message. Must have show title screen set to true for now. I didn't make any other scenes yet. What do you want to achieve? The goal with this is to see if this is going to be fun. So the today command has what I want to do by rapidly prototyping. So I'm going to cut a lot of corners. Goal is to figure out if this game will be fun. When the prototype is ready, everyone will be able to try it out for free and give their feedback. If it is fun, then the real development will begin. And yeah. So I want to be clear, again, I'm going to say this probably a bunch because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. When I'm prototyping, like right now, I want this to be fast. I want to cut corners. If I do something else on stream, like mentoring or whatever, we're not trying to like blaze through that content or stop doing that content or something. It's just when I'm prototyping, I want it to be fast stuff. So yeah, I might do a music stream, for example, and the goal is not like make the music as fast as possible, because that would be the case if I were doing, let's say, a game jam. But it's just for the development that I want to have it be fast. In fact, I should probably explicitly call out that part. Yeah, when I'm not, oops, remove. When I'm not developing, e.g., even if I'm making music for the game, the goal isn't to cut corners. Push error for error messages? Is that a thing that they talk about in here? GDScript push error. Warning system. They just say use assert. They say push error here, must be gone in Godot 4. According to docs, it exists. Huh, interesting. Prints to the debugger in terminal as error. This function does not pause execution to print an error and pause execution. Okay, I think I'll just use assert for now, but thank you. I do appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, assert that this is true, and then assuming that it is true, we're going to get the title screen thing, and I don't remember the code for this stuff, so let's go look at this. Preload is what we want. Yeah. And in this case, we want to use something that we used for, yeah, like this, for example. Preload. Oh, this is the wrong profile. I just realized. There we go. Whoops. Yeah. Wait a second. Where did, oh, darn it. It popped up an authorization dialog for GitHub Copilot, but I don't remember which account I signed up for with Copilot. Hang on a sec. Let me check my email. Payment received for Adam13531. Okay, so then I need to sign up with that address. How do I switch? I don't even know how to switch. Okay, cancel this and github.com. I need to switch accounts over here, I guess. And then I need to, oh, see, what? I'm signed out? How did that happen? Well, now I'm signed in. So now how do I get that to show up with, you've not yet finished authorizing this extension, use GitHub. Would you like to try a different way? I want to just sign in the original way. Why? How do I authenticate? GitHub auth? What? I don't know how to get that dialog to pop up again. Maybe I can just reload the whole thing. Man, that sucks. It says connected. Maybe it's just working. Let's just try. If I say add a sprite. Yeah, okay. Looks like it's working. Whew. All right. Well, bullet dodged. Let's switch accounts back to this now. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how I got logged out. All right, what was I doing though? I wanted to see about, oh yeah, adding this thing. Yeah, so this is going to be next scene. In this case is going to be the title screen. And we're just going to instantiate it and add it. So like, let's just make a func set next scene. Scene name is a string and it returns void. Okay, it's not actually scene name. I guess it's like scene path. All right, so now set next scene. There we go. Cannot find type string. I'm guessing it's capitalized. Yeah. All right, preload must be constant. Yeah, so this needs to be a load now because we can't preload something if we don't know what compile time what it's going to be. Method instantiate is not present on the inferred type resource. This returns a resource. What did preload return? Preload also returns a resource. Huh. There must be some other thing you're supposed to do here. Load. Now it contains a packed scene resource. Okay. So what does packed scene have? I don't actually know. Starting skill being that chance of choosing what to do automatically seems a bit redundant when the first 3 tiers require your attention no matter their probability. Seems to me like it should be 100% chance to heal. Wait, maybe I'm not understanding something here. So the way I'm kind of picturing this working is that normally, like in a regular turn-based game, you just get a choice of like attack, defend, cast spell, something like that, right? And so you click attack, you click a target, you attack them. In this game, when you have a 25% chance, most of the time, you're still going to have to click attack and then choose what you want to attack. But that 25% of the time, it's going to just pick something for you. So in this case, maybe it defends, for example. And then when it's at 50%, now only half the time you're picking yourself. And then at 100%, you are no longer ever picking what you're doing in battle. but you're not controlling it either through like a script or anything. It's just deciding for you. And that's essentially like the core of this game. So if that sounds unfun, then I guess we'll have to see if it plays out that way in prototyping. But yeah, because the way I look at games like this is that a lot of times the strategy is just straightforward enough where even if you wrote a script, you'd be writing the same script as practically everybody else, right? If my life drops below a certain amount and I'm worried about losing the fight, then heal. If there's an enemy that's about to die right away, then target them first. And I just don't think that would be that much fun to add in that level of control. Why is it responding with my account again? Oh, you know what? Maybe you just found the source of that bug. I thought I fixed the bug, but I guess I didn't fix it. I guess it's no wait, it wasn't responding with the bot earlier, was it? I don't know. Yeah, I'll need to write that down. I think the Twitch bot is still logging in as me. Maybe the first time it runs, it's as the bot, then something happens and it becomes me. It may be refreshing the tokens. Ugh, well, that'd be annoying. But either way, at least it's responding for now. Okay, so yeah, how do you do this? How do you load a scene? GD script, load scene, and switch. I think there's just a change to scene, although I don't want to use that. There's preload and then instantiate. There's got to be some way to load this, right? I don't know what this is. It just seems to me like automation should be distinctly, I have to pay attention to this and I can let this run without any interference rather than having tiered levels of how likely it is to automate. Oh, so to give you, I think this might clarify things. One, you are forced to get this skill, and two, this accounts for like maybe 20 minutes of gameplay. That's the amount of time you're playing for manually. So pretty early on, you've like fully automated your character, and now that's it. It's like the manual stuff is just not even a consideration anymore. So it's essentially just your intro to the game. What would be lost by just starting as 100% automatic? Not much, probably, other than the sort of the feel of the game. Like, I don't want it to be a game you just open and just stuff's happening immediately. I want there to be some intro to it where you're like, oh, this is how games used to be. And then you very quickly evolve beyond that point. And the sort of ending of the game was like you even evolve beyond the point of having battles and there's just a ton of stuff going on. And I don't know. Yeah, this is part of the reason we're prototyping. If people give that feedback, then yeah, that's definitely valuable. Still think that having it broken down into attack, defend, giving players control might be an interesting path. I think it could be, but yeah, you know what? Let's write that down for the prototype. Maybe there's some question we want to answer for that. Where are the post-prototype questions? Here they are. Questions after prototyping. So manual control. Does the game benefit from starting out manually at all? And would the game benefit from even more manual control somehow? E.g., you take control of a character at some point to do plus 10% damage or something. The name idle kind of mean that you can leave it open? Yeah, so that's another question, which is like, will that confuse people? So how idle is it? Because almost no idle game is 100% idle, right? You're still making choices, you're still upgrading things. I have seen a game that's literally just watch bars fill up and there's no control whatsoever. That's like the only pure idle game that exists. But otherwise, you're making some decision. So yeah, it's like, how much do people expect when you say idle? We'll have to figure that out. Just built your corn? Oh, nice. Everything seems to be working outside of the random middle row. Wonder if you had any similar issue. I probably did, and a lot of it at the time it had to do with a poor connection soldering. So I got a multimeter, but then I didn't really know how to use it all that well, so I just reflowed all my connections and it started to work. You had it on when you worked from home, then uninstalled. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how to load a scene and do this. GD script load scene. There's got to be a thing that talks about this, right? Yeah, here it is. Scene equals load. Oh. So only when you preload it do you need to instantiate it. I think. At least that's what it seems like. Can I just do this and see what happens? No. It should be node, but it's a resource. How do you get the node out of here? Method instance is not there, yeah. And instantiate isn't there either. Oh, wait a second. Maybe... Oh, I think this will work, and I think it's just a confusing warning that I set, and that's probably why I have to turn it off. Yeah, I'll test this out. Where's the... There we go. Yeah, oh my god. What a confusing thing. Method instantiate is not present on the inferred type resource. So we have to know that we're loading a specific type of resource, or I just turn this off. Oh man, that's silly. Yeah, I thought this was an error. All right, well, what's the proper way of doing this, I wonder? Var node, or like scene equal load scene path. All right, method is not present, but maybe on a subtype. Okay, we're loading, I guess, a certain kind of resource. I wonder what kind of resource we have. Inherited by, is there like a scene resource? I cannot tell by just looking at this. Scene, packed scene, yep. That's it. Okay, so that's what we want here. We need to say that this is a packed scene. Oh my God. Done. All right, there, figured it out. Yeah. I meant more like giving them granular control of how they choose to automate each choice, attack aggressively, defend when the enemy charges up, but allowing players to take control momentarily. Sounds interesting. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, I think the more granular control is going to be how you pick your abilities, and it's not going to be exactly right. But imagine, just as an example, you have a direct damage ability, you have an AOE ability, you have a damage over time, you have a heal, and you have, I don't know, something like a buff or something like that. At any point, you can pick 3 of these, and that's going to be your high level strategy of how your character plays out. So in some cases, maybe there's like a boss monster. You just need a direct damage and to heal yourself to stay alive. Maybe there's going to be tons of enemies, in which case you need an area of effect thing and a buff to make yourself do more damage. So that's how you'll get that control that you're talking about, I think. Mitch, thank you very much for subbing. At least one of us has been productive. Well, it's not too late for you to start. How did I start with game dev? A very, very long time ago, just making games in BASIC and assembly. And then, yeah, got into it a little bit more formally. All right, so anyway, this was supposed to be like the easiest part of all of this. Now we're done. We have the game thing set up and it can go to the title screen. The title screen now does not have controls. So we're going to put in, for now, just like a start button, pretty much. Start new game. Yeah. All right, so we'll put this in the center. Unfortunately, there's no easy way for me to, like, there are controls here on the screen, but I can't see them, and I want to click whatever's right here. And there's no way for me to make this easier, is there? Can I drag this? Okay, there we go. All right, so I think we just say center this, and then increase the font size of this. Where's the font size? Horizontal alignment center. This is always so difficult to find. Displayed text. Where are you, font size? Layout, tooltip, focus, mouse, input, theme, visibility, texture, material. Man. Oh, label settings. God, you think I would... There we go. Okay, so size, I want to turn this up. This is the title screen. We don't need to say that. We can just say Idle Ascendants. All right, there we go. Then we'll throw in a new thing button, and we'll put this beneath it, I guess, in some sort of like grid. Isn't there a grid control? Yeah, grid container. And there's also what, VBox container? It's probably fine. Now let's use a VBox container. Okay, so throw the title and the start game button. Yeah. Okay, start new game. Then we want to put this. I gotta find a better way to do this. There we go. Okay, and then we don't want this to take up the entirety of its parent. There's some way to do that. Container sizing, horizontal, shrink center. Neat. Okay, cool. That's it. Can't believe Roller Coaster Tycoon was done in assembly. Yeah, pretty crazy undertaking. Pretty much what you were describing. Well, yeah, Botland was to the extreme, I would say. Botland was like, you can code individual sort of turns. I think that would be pretty boring for a single player RPG. And the reason why, like I said, is I just think all the decisions you're making in single player RPGs are very basic, and coding them then becomes the hard part. So it's like, let's say you have 3 party members. Now you've got a lot of decisions to make, but you got to plan like, well, if this one's getting a turn next, then I do want to do this. But if the turn, and it's like, is that fun to figure out in a script level? Like, probably not. Super hyped for this. I'm excited too. I'm going to be chatting throughout. So despite that the prototyping should be fast, the actual amount of time coding probably won't be as much as it should be. So now I want to connect this. And the problem we run into is that it's not easy to connect things through the editor. Normally you would click node and you just double click pressed and you'd be fine. But when you do that and you're using an external script editor, it sometimes overwrites the script you had. So for example, let's say I were just write test here. Does that stay there when I do this? Because there's some case where it doesn't stay there. Connect. Oh, I want to connect this to the title screen, I guess. Which doesn't even have a script, so this shouldn't even work, right? Yeah. Okay, so title screen itself needs a script. We'll add this in scripts, title screen. Cool, and then this is just gonna be, let's just connect it inside this. I think this is fine. All right, how do you do this via code? RG connect. Yeah, should be pretty straightforward. Just get a thing and look at pressed and do .connect, I think. Let's try it out. Start game button .connect, pressed self, and on start game button pressed. Sure, let's try all this stuff out. Print hello world. All right, now what's the problem here? Invalid argument. For connect, argument 2 should be callable, but is this? I guess you don't need self on here. Oh, I think you can now do this. I think this didn't used to work in Godot 3. Yeah, nice. All right, so does it work? Hit the play button here, and I click start. Nope, connect on a null value. Start game button, and this is in title screen because it's in a VBox container. Okay, VBox container. All right, play this. So now we click this button and it says hello world. Good. So now the problem is that we are doing this inside of, it's not centered on the actual screen here. Now that is a little bit peculiar because I guess we need to say that this takes up the entirety of its parent, but that's something this should have done. What does this button do? I don't know what this does. When active, moving control. Oh, I see. Okay. Canvas layer will help you. What is canvas layer? Node used for independent rendering of objects within a 2D scene. But I think there's some way to just get this to be centered on the screen, right? In fact, VBox container should have something along those lines. Layout, transform. Somewhere there's an anchor thing here, right? Alignment begin. Anchor preset is set to center, yeah. Layout mode anchors, interesting. And yeah, I start this and, oh, you know what I think I'm doing? I think it's because I'm instantiating the whole thing at the wrong position. And I think if we look at remote, we'll see this because inside here is a title screen. And this probably has a position that's wrong. Yeah, so we can move this around. So I forgot the best way to do this. I wonder if it's because as the game here I wonder, can I change this? I can't even add new nodes right now. Oh wait, I can. Okay, yeah, what if I added a control node? And then what if I put this all under here? I can't make that the scene root. I can't move this around. That's too bad. I don't think it'll scale when the screen size changes. I'm not too worried about that for right now. I'll get back to that when that's a problem, I think. I just need to figure out, actually, let's try this. Let's try making game be a control. So delete this node and change the type of this to control. Change, and now the script is probably gonna break because this needs to be a control. It probably should have been one to begin with anyway. Does that work? No. I wonder if we need to say that the title screen needs to take up the entirety of its parent. That's probably what I'm missing here, and that I didn't even need to do what I had just said. Size and position, this should have, yeah, anchors. Anchors preset full rect. And I'm guessing none of this actually matters, right? Because I think that the game would also need that thing set. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I think I see what the problem is here. Either game needs to be a control, or maybe it could still be a node, and then this just needs its anchor set correctly. No, this already is. Yeah, that's going to fail because this is now no longer a node. All right, well, we could just make this be a control, and I guess we would be fine there. Yeah. And nothing else is controlling this thing, right? No. The only other thing I can think is that we have centered the position of this, because game is technically located there. And if we were to move that, let's move it by its position here. Yeah, that would affect everything else. Okay, I think just making this a control node is fine. I wonder what I did for my other game that I had done this with. Godot shooter RPG. What do we have as game? Is it even a thing that I added? Gameplay and main. Okay, let's go check out that scripts/main. Yep. This was just a node. And I think I had a character select screen. I wonder how I did things differently for that. Yeah, it was just add child and then start connecting stuff on it. Okay. Which stretch mode is on the project settings? It's whatever the default is, which is probably there's maintain the aspect ratio or something. Let's take a look. Stretch is disabled, but I don't think that's the problem here. I think the problem is where the position of this node is. And so I could just make this a control. I'm worried though, what happens if I start instantiating characters underneath it? And we could just try that. I could keep this as a control. So we change this. Actually, alternatively, what if I put just a UI node under here and then instantiate it underneath that? What if we call this UI? And then in here, we do UI.addChild. And then in this, we set its layout. Full rect. Okay, yeah, that's the problem. Since the parent is not a control, we're always going to run into this issue. Yeah. I'll try the canvas layer thing. I'll just change the type of this. Layer 1 visible. So now what does this look like? Okay. And okay, yeah. Anyway, thank you both, Dan and Ironic. I know it seems like I'm just ignoring chat. I'm also kind of trying to figure some of this stuff out myself too. So I'll give you both points. These fake internet points have no meaning. All right, so we'll keep the UI under there. And on the title screen in particular, actually, I guess the title screen itself should probably just be the UI then. Let me do that. Or I mean, it should probably just be the canvas layer that we have. I'm not totally sure what I want to do yet with that. This is probably fine as control, as long as title, where is this? How do we see the documentation? Does canvas layer inherit from control? No, it inherits from node. I see. Okay. Add a web view. Yeah, I don't have a ring command. There's just a silicone ring though. I think UI in a lot of game engines is a little bit funky. So anyway, okay, what I'm debating on right now is if I have a title screen, the title screen in itself is all just going to be UI. And so in this case, it would go into the UI node here. But that would mean I need to keep track of what scene we're on so I know whether to add it to the UI or whether to add it to the game content. If we just make a new scene altogether and we just throw in an icon over here, there, and then save this as like testeroni.scene, and then inside of game, what if we did set to testeroni? It's going to add it to the UI, but will this still look correct? I mean, I guess it does. I have this disabled anyway, so this would never resize. But I don't know if it's going to be weird. So that literally like everything would be inside this UI element. Oh, no, you did see me with a blue ring. That one started to tear. So I switched to the red one. I bought a pack of 6 when I got them. Okay, well, for now, I guess let's just throw everything directly into the UI, which means that this entire thing would just be a canvas layer, which means we'll just change this to a type of canvas layer. And then delete this, and then go change around the game script a little bit so that it extends from canvas layer and adds things to itself. All right, so now we should have 2 different ways of testing this. There's way number 1, and way number 2 is with the title screen. And that fails because it says it inherits from the wrong type, because we can change this back to a control. And actually, at that point, this can just be made into the root, can't it? Although, I think this is fine. Yeah. Okay, and then we just set this back to what I wanted this to be, full rect. And same thing with this. Great, cool. All right. So now let's delete this scene, show in file system, and delete. All right, and then just close this. I don't care. All right, so now we have our title scene, and when you click the title scene, it should emit a signal here, self dot on start game pressed. And this will emit a signal. Forgot how you do this. Started game. Is there like emit? Yeah, there is. Okay, and then in game we connect to that. So in this particular case, we're going to know that we're showing the title screen. Show title screen. Good. We'll have this return the instantiated scene, which in this case is a node. No, it's a variant. But it's a variant because it doesn't know what this packed resource represents. I'm pretty sure in this case it's a node, yeah. So we'll say node equals this. Add the node, return the node, have this return node, and then set this here. Okay, then we can connect start game to self dot whatever start game. and make that function. It should just know what I want, I hope. Yes, good. And we'll just say game started. And that's when we would have switched to another scene if we'd had one, but we don't. So let's at least see that this is working. So I never called this function. Show title screen, yeah. All right, click start, and it did nothing. Attempt to connect non-existent signal, start game. Oh, it's started game. We did it. Okay, great. All right, so there we go. I think that's pretty much the first task that I had, right? Let's just have a start game for now and a script listening for pressing enter or space. Oh yeah, we could do that too, I guess. So the title screen can have its own input handler. Oops, I didn't mean to press that. What is it? On unhandled input? I think it's this. If it's UI accept, then start game. And we'll just put this down here and change this to start game. There. All right, I think we're good. So now you should be able to press enter to go to the next scene as well. No. What? How does this work? I think it's on unhandled input. RG input. What is it? It's just unhandled, not on unhandled. And no, the rest of this should be fine, I think. And then we could set that it's handled, although this doesn't really matter. I think this is good. Yeah, cool. All right, so I think we're done with the title screen. Yeah, cool. Let's check that in and let's go make the character select screen. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Add title screen. All right, close issue. I'm using Godot 4.3, I think, or 4.2. I'm not sure. Definitely 4, though. All right, so this is now done. Oh, it already knows it's done. All right, now add character select screen. So this is going to be show the 3 options, warrior, mage, archer. Show the abilities that they have. Show a description of the character you pick. And the name of the character, name of the class. I never thought about naming characters. I'm not going to do that for the prototype, but that might be something people want to do eventually. I'll write it down under ideas. Yeah, so should you be able to name characters that you create? Yeah, not gonna worry about that for now. Rogue being left out of classic class list. Wait, did I? Oh yeah, this isn't, sorry, it was supposed to be Rogue. I deleted the archer. Show 3 options, show the abilities they have, show a description of the character you pick and the name of the class, show a description of, I guess, each character and the name of the class, and then allow for picking a character. And once picked, transition to the main game. Yeah, so we're going to create that. You did accidentally help. Thank you. Okay, so let's start this task now. So we're going to make a new scene, and this is going to be This is going to be a scene that actually has sprites on it, but also a lot of text and stuff too. No Druid. Remember, this is the prototype, so we're just making 3 classes for now. You're trying to learn Godot. What would you recommend? I made a course on Godot a while ago, and it's free. If you go to just adamlearns.com, you'll find the course here. You'll also find it on YouTube. I mean, it's just a bunch of YouTube videos and some notes. So, but that was for Godot 3. Some things have changed since then, but I rewatched it recently, and I'd say it's still largely good as a course. Then, I mean, beyond that, you can use whatever YouTube videos you find or the documentation or just making games and figuring out problems as you go. Any of those will work. Okay, so this is going to be the character select screen, but this is more specifically the like first character select, because maybe in the future we will have a character select screen that is not, that doesn't take over your whole screen. But for now, let's do this. Out of curiosity, what happens if we just try adding in an icon here? This looks like it's working. Yeah, it looks like it works, but I don't actually know. Because I'm trying to figure out what the root of this should be. Green or blue? Should it be a control or should it be a node? And what we've seen is that, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just pick one, and if it turns out to be a problem, we'll switch to something else, I guess. All right, so we'll call this character select. We'll save this as character select screen. I guess we'll put screen in the name too. And we'll add a script for this. Scripts, did I call it title screen.gd? Yes, I did. So we're going to call this the same thing, or same pattern, I mean. All right. So for now, I think let's just make this look correct and delete the comments that we have here. And then let's figure out what's going to be in this scene. So we're going to have pictures of the 3 characters and then some indication that they're selected and then like a start button or something. So I think let's just cram all this stuff in and worry about the layout in a little bit. For now, I'm just going to get the assets. I have all the Oryx stuff I bought like many years ago. So all of this stuff. And we're going to pick, where are the characters? I guess they're all there. Oh, there's also some little class icons. That's kind of cool. There are world tiles. So these are the ones we have. We'll just pick that for the warrior, and what's the most rogue looking one? That one, I guess. And then the mage can be that one. Yeah. So, all right, we got our 3 characters that we need. And then when we get to enemies and stuff, we'll just use all these. All right, should be fine. Looks like that super popular game for 2025. You mean this game that's going to have a launch date of 2025? So here comes a big question, which is these are licensed assets. Where should I put them? Or I guess like, do I ignore them? The repo is private. So I think as long as I don't share the repo ever, I think it's fine. And I think that's certainly easiest. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. I mean, it could release in 2024. You never know. Put them in a different repo and use git submodule. Is there a reason to do that though yeah, is there a reason to do that? Like, I think for the prototype, probably just checking them into this repo is fine. If you make this public, the assets can stay private. That's true, but the way I look at it is I just should never make this public. Also, this is the prototype. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave them in the repo. I think we're intentionally trying to cut some corners here, and this definitely fits into that. So yeah, let's do that. With that said, I am not cutting corners on taking breaks. So where I left off is adding the repo or adding the assets. Decided to check into the prototype repo and then make sure to edit the README to say never to make the code public since I have licensed assets in it. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to take my break. When I come back, we'll just keep going with this stuff. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey everyone. Lots of particles. Look at all of them. Since when do we bounce off blocks? Yeah, that's new. Let me work my way all the way over to the left. Then yeah. Look at that bouncing. What a great feature to figure out about as you're playing a game. Hey Darkstorm. Close the game. I think the bouncing is generally a good thing in the game. But yeah, if you're not aware that it's there, that is going to really mess you up. Okay, so adding in the assets. Let's just throw in probably all of these. I don't think we need these sliced up ones. Yeah, these are individual graphics and not sprite sheets. I don't see a reason to include any of these. Yeah. Plus, it's not like they're named any, like, descriptively, I guess. And then what is this? TMX source? Does this have any sprites that don't exist elsewhere? Like, where are these vases and stuff? That can't be the case, right? But even these explosions, Oryx FX, do I have that? No, oh my God, I can't control this. FX. Is it those? I don't remember the exact sprite anymore. Okay, there's one. Let's keep that open. And then let's compare with this. Oh yeah, they're not there. But I guess all of these look a little bit worse than the other ones anyway. No, I see the eyeballs. Oh, and these are the same shapes, but they're different colors. Oh. Okay, okay, that explains it. Yeah, and I see all the other ones now here too. The colors are different. All right. Okay, well, I'll just add in all of these, and we don't need the preview. We just need and we don't need the mockup. And actually, now that I think about it, we probably don't need half of these. We can probably just use some of them. All right, so we want the transparent world one. What's in tiles? I probably don't even really need that, to be honest. Are those in world? There's like key blocks in there. I don't see those over here. But I don't think we're going to need that. So let's just stick to we need the world one. And in fact, let's just start copying these over rather than me trying to remember what they all are. All right, so code, Godot, assets. We'll call this Oryx. All right, so we want world. Items, I don't think we need items. I'll throw them in anyway for right now. Then FX. Sure, let's take that. Creatures. Yeah, creatures, I don't think we need classes, although we could throw it in. And is that everything? Yep. All right, cool. All right, we got our assets. All right, and then edit the README to say that this should never be made public. The code is private just because I plan on monetizing this eventually, but the repo needs to stay private as long as the licensed Oryx graphics are present. I could have used a Git submodule, but I think this is just easier for the prototype. Okay, good. So now we're done with both of those things. All right, so going back to our task, show the three options: warrior, mage, rogue. Hey, Morby. All right, so what we want is for there to be like a character select option, I guess. And we're just going to show all three on the screen. So let's go make another scene. We'll call this like character select option. And this is going to have a sprite, a name, just a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think we can just add a label under here though, right? Because won't this mess up? I guess we can. We'll say warrior and then add a sprite. All right, this is going to have a texture of an atlas texture. And then drag in the characters. And then set a region. And I don't know how big these graphics are. How big are these graphics? Let's open this up. Why am I not seeing anything? What's going on? What? Yeah, what? Never seen this happen. It just seemingly didn't load anything? What's going on right now? No, it's spinning. Oh, man. Oh, something just happened there. Can I load the non-transparent ones? I just can't even use this anymore. I've never seen that happen. Oh, it's because there's a window open like way over at the upper left of my other screen. Okay, sure, whatever, convert, I don't care. Wow. Okay, so now we determine what the problem with this is. I was loading from up here. So first of all, how big are these graphics? That is not a selection. I meant to press R, not S. It is 21 by 24. Okay, so I'm assuming then 24 by 24 is the boundaries we probably get for all of these. Let's try selecting this. Yeah, probably. Kinda hard to tell. Yeah, I think it's 24 by 24. Okay, so what's the offset to get to this pixel then? And why did they do this? Yeah, I don't like that at all. But there's got to be some way to set this over here. Well, I know for sure there's a way to set it, but so we start at like 24, 24. All right, so there's our character. We need to re-import this sprite though. With, where is it? Mode. No, what is it? It's the thing I want here. What? I know I want one of these. Fix alpha border. I mean, is that, there should be a filter somewhere. I don't see a filter. Strange. It's in project settings? I thought every individual image needed this. Filter. Yeah. So this I can, okay, yeah. I thought I was in, okay. Well, I guess I was wrong about that. All right, so here's our warrior graphic. Oh wait, we want these to be animated sprites. What am I doing? Yeah, and every character has 2 of these. Okay, so let's go make an even another scene here. So new scene. We'll add a new thing here. This will just be add child node animated sprite 2D. Delete this. Okay, we'll call this warrior sprite. Excuse me. All right, I want to make its frames work now. New sprite frames. So I wonder if I can do this properly. Like I want it to use part of this, and I don't know if that's doable. I wonder if there's an animated sprite that takes in, no, I'll just look it up. Godot animated sprite from Atlas. Right now I generated texture Atlas attached and want to animate the sprite. Animation player and key the Atlas's region. That's a little strange, I guess. Animation player? A node used for animation playback. Out of curiosity, what does this take in? Interesting. Okay. I think I get how this would work, maybe, but I don't like this idea of doing things this way. And there's another way I can do this. And so I think this is what we should do, which is just use the split up sprites and then just add them here and we'll be good. Which is kind of a shame because it means we're not going to be able to use any of these, any of like this sprite sheet, I guess. Oh, also there are shadows. I got to remember that. And possibly we want to draw a background to the screen eventually. Okay, well, corner cutting number 1, just load in the split up sprites and I think we should be fine. In fact, if I'm going to do that, we should just do this from a script. But then I guess we need to annotate what all of these different files are. This is kind of sucky. Yeah, sliced. So not world, we want creatures. And these better have transparency on them. Let's go take a look. Yeah, they do. Okay. All right. Well, this is going to be quite the number of files that we add in here. Yeah. So now we need to delete the fantasy creatures thing from here. Delete this. And then our animated sprites, we only have the one animation, and it's the idle animation, I guess. Let's cut another corner here too and make this even easier for ourselves. So this we will just not save. And our let's just get the warrior working for now. Let's change the type of this to animated sprite and call this the okay, so now new sprite frames. So now we got to find where the warrior is. There's one. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Okay, now we just play this animation. It's a little too fast. Oh wait, we could set a frame duration. Oh, I see. We need to set this for everything though. I don't want to do that. We'll just set the frame rate. There. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, so warrior, we have this on here too. What else did I want to put in here? So show the abilities that they have, show a description of the character. Yeah, so name, we'll just duplicate this and set this down here as description. The warrior is a high damage, deals high damage to single targets. Again, not trying to make this look great yet. All right, and then allow for picking the character. Picking the character will just be clicking anywhere within this thing, I guess. And there should be an instruction saying select the character or something like that. So let's go save this. Character select option. And then we'll instantiate into here. That is not what I meant to do. Wow. How do I do this? That button. Okay, so we want 3 of these things in here. There we go. We would move these around a bit. So it'd be something like this. Then we'd have a label beneath all of that saying select a character above. Just throw this down here. And then I guess a button to start the game. Yeah. Start game as class. Instructions, and this will be the start game button. Okay. So the title screen will lead us to this screen. This screen will look really, really stupid. Yeah. So, and then we need to show the abilities that they have too, which I forgot to put in altogether, didn't I? All right, add child node, label, ability 1, text. Okay, what are the abilities? Put them all over here. Where are they? Here. Okay, slash, sweeping arc, and crush. Attack a single enemy. Rapid slash, critical slash, what? Where's, oh, yeah, there it is, sweeping arc. Attack several enemies and crush high, attack a single enemy for high damage, but has a chance to miss. Okay, so yeah, those are the 3 things that you can have. So that's ability 1, duplicate and duplicate. And now this is ability 2 text and ability 3 text. Okay. So those are all your abilities. We should probably put another label here that says abilities. All right, and then probably throw all of this stuff into a VBox container or a grid or something. I don't know. Let's just start with a VBox container. Throw all the stuff in there. Yeah, so this is the problem, right? Animated sprites can't be inside this because they're not controls. So they just get positioned separately from all of the rest of this. I can't even click it. Woo. All right, so how do we do that? Do we have any controls that can hold this? Because if not, I'd have to make, I forgot what it is. It's like a, yeah, like a canvas renderer or something that then we put into here. Yeah, I think that's what we would need to do. Independent rendering of objects within a 2D scene. There's like render target and stuff, right? I could have sworn I did this for the Godot shooter RPG. Code, Godot shooter RPG. Target or render? Render target. Yeah. What was inside this thing? This was a viewport. Ah, there we go. Okay, and I'm guessing we'd have very bad performance if we did this. What is this? Container used for displaying the contents of a sub viewport. Interface to a game world that doesn't create a window or draw to the screen directly. Out of curiosity, I wonder what they say online for this stuff. Godot render animated sprite in UI. animated sprite 2D inside of a margin container. They made sure that the animated sprite was not set to center to make sure its position was 0, 0. They set the margins to be half of the sprite's dimension. I don't think that's a good idea. Use it as the texture property of the texture rect. Then duplicate the character card control. Okay, that sounds a little bit more reasonable. Animated texture is deprecated. Okay, that sounds a little less reasonable. This class is deprecated, yeah. All right, what are you supposed to use instead? I feel like you should never deprecate something without saying just a general replacement. How fun. Well, was there any control that sounds like similar enough to this? I think I already looked through and didn't find anything. Yeah, I mean, we have this texture rect thing, but yeah, there's animated texture. Does the editor tell you this is deprecated? It doesn't. Huh. Yeah, I wonder what the best way to do this is then. Using animated sprite as a child of sub viewport and then a viewport texture is also a theoretical option. That's what I had done in the past. And so I guess I could do the same thing here. It's just weird. Add some router, tell you 3 times in a row commands are deprecated. Yep. Well, that's what every developer longs to add to their documentation. Just get lost, loser. Size, position, and scale. Less good of an idea with a responsive layout. Or custom animated texture rect that advances frames with a timer. All right, let's just go with the viewport option. It feels like at least I can use that for now. How did I set this up though? You have to like make a viewport, a sub viewport, and then a sub viewport container. So inside here we put the animated sprite. I have no idea how this is supposed to work, but it's got no width or height, I guess. No, there's the viewport. Okay, then we add in this with a viewport texture. Hey, look at that. Hey. All right, now how do we make this look better? Because this is garbage. Size is 512 by 512. We want this to be like 24 by 24, I guess. And then that means we want this thing to be positioned at 0, 0. Oh yeah, there we go. It's just the shield for some reason. Why? Oh, because it's not positioned correctly. Oh, the position can't be 0, 0, then it needs to be like 12, 12, I guess. Yeah. Oh, God. When you just use an animation to provide the texture and the frames. Well, so there is an animated texture you can use over here, which I'm probably blocking with my head, but it's deprecated. So you would need to change it yourself, I guess. I think we just use the sub viewport, and then we just need to make sure that this is set correctly in here. Like, why is this gigantic? I think it's because, well, actually, I don't think it's because of what I'm about to do. No, yeah, it's not. Why is this rendering huge? I guess because sub viewport isn't a control. Oh, there's a sub viewport container. Oh, that's probably what we want. Do I put this over here? Oh, there we go. So now what? I want to turn this off. Render target clear mode. There's some way to do this. I don't know how. Oh, the zoom at the top is just this level of zoom. It's not the zoom on the individual thing. Game is ready for release. You know it. So there's some way to turn this off. It's probably a setting in here that I just don't know what it is. Here's a viewport. And then we have a label under the viewport and a sprite, a viewport texture. I've messed something up. Like this shouldn't be that hard. If I put this in a different section of the UI, no, it doesn't load anymore. Oh, this knows it has to have a sub viewport in it? Doesn't have a sub viewport, so it can't display. Consider adding one. All right, this works except for that we need to delete whatever this stretched out stupid thing is. And it's... Can I like disable the viewport here? I don't know what you're supposed to do. All right, let's look this up online. Sub viewport container. More info. Animated textures crash the game. This is for the deprecated class though, yeah. It'll just remain deprecated. In this case, the bug will be fixed over time, but due to this, you should consider alternatives. Sprite, texture rack, you can use animation player or tween. Animated sprite 2D or animated sprite 3D. Tile map. Yeah. Try clicking the button next to the thing in that container. What button? I was just going to look this up online and figure out how you're supposed to use this. Container used for displaying the contents of a sub viewport. Container displays the contents of the underlying sub viewport child nodes. Use the combined size of the minimum size unless stretch is enabled. I want the sub viewport to not render. It says it doesn't draw anything by itself, but it looks like it is. Or assign. Oh, I'm doing both. Okay, I understand. I have a texture. This. Oh my God, this. Oh, of course. I forgot that I even put that in the scene. Oh man, that was dumb. Okay, whatever. All right, we got it. Very dumb. Yeah, isn't the stretch thing the texture direct? Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah, Sakta, I'm going to give you a point, even though I technically saw it myself first, but still, great. All right, so anyway, warrior. So now I want to move this up here to the top, and we want this to be a little bit... Ooh, that doesn't look good. Maybe we need to give this a size. The whole point is for it to know... Uh-oh, now it lost its size completely. I guess because a VBox container doesn't know what size this should have. Maybe I need to put this inside of a thing that does have a size. Like, can I make a container base class for all containers? I just want to give it a size. There's probably something that lets me do that. Like if I just make a container, do we have a size on here? Layout, transform. Okay, but this is controlled by its parent, right? Container by itself serves no purpose. Use a plain control node. Okay, can we just delete this then? I don't even know if we can set the size of this. It doesn't have a transform. Custom minimum size. Yeah, here we go. We can set this 24 by 24. Okay, that sort of worked. Not quite. Because this is getting some wacky size from its parent. Oh, God. What is going on? I don't know how I messed this up. Oh, there it goes. Just fixed itself. Hey, cool. We got it. Oh, man. All right, fine. So I wanted to make this like a 48 by 48. I want it to be bigger. Can I stretch this? How do you stretch things? Stretch, shrink. This doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Oh, there we go. What does this property even mean? Divide sub viewport's effective resolution by this value. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh man, can you add a list? Is there a list thing in here? Item list, here we go. So what happens if we throw these things in here? What does this do? I have no idea. What is an item list supposed to be? A vertical list of selectable items. Oh, I don't want them to be selectable. Yeah. Daily YouTube awareness check. I got you. But with viewports, maybe? Does not scale it properly. I mean, I got this working the way I at least want to. I'll probably look through this if there turns out to be a bug. I'm happy with all of this stuff. I wanted this now to be laid out a little bit differently. Like I want there to be a maximum size for this, I suppose. Can we set that layout? There's a minimum. Can I change this? Auto wrap, here we go, word. But I need to set what the max size of this would be or else it's not going to just start auto wrapping, right? What's the problem here? Labels with auto wrapping must have a custom minimum size. Why? Would they need a maximum size? What are label settings? Font, outline, etc. I don't think I need this. How do I undo this? There. Yeah, I don't even know where you set this. Here's where you set this. Okay, so I want to set a minimum of like 50, I guess. Now this thing goes away. It doesn't do anything though. I don't know why minimum. I'm not sure why it said that. Although it did make the error go away, but it didn't actually do anything here. I want the character select option to essentially know what the size of this would be. And so, okay, there we go. I can apparently just drag it. I didn't realize. I probably should have realized. Why do we need a minimum? It doesn't matter as long as it's working. All right. So we want the same thing for all of these labels. Auto wrap word. Auto wrap word. Then I guess for layout, we need to set a minimum size 50 and layout minimum size 50. Okay, so how's that look? We can't actually switch to that scene. There's 2x slash. Oh yeah, you're right. Would have eventually realized, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Spike. If it drops below the minimum, it probably can't drop below the minimum. That's my guess. So I can't set this to less than 50 pixels. I can't set it to less than this because this one does not wrap. I should probably make all of them wrap. All right, fine. Auto wrap word and layout. Set the minimum to 50. I don't know why I just hit play. I didn't mean to do that. All right, now can we? Yeah. All right, but now we can't get shorter than I think one of these other things. Anyway, probably working fine. So now when you go to the game and you press start, we need to know to switch scenes. Just close everything I have open right now. All right, game started. This should instead to do switch to character select. So set next scene. This actually needs to delete what's currently there in as a child of this. Remove current scene. I think that's it. Yeah. So I guess the very first thing this should do is remove the current scene. If there even is one, which in this case there might not be. If get child count is greater than, or if it's equal to 0, then just return, sure, whatever. All right, then set this to be res scenes character select. Sounds good. I think the best way will be making 3 classes near, and when you choose them should be displayed detailed description. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Like you can only see the class and then you have to show the full description. I mean, that's all this screen is for though, is just showing all this text. So I think it should just be there by default. Let's see now. Yeah, cool. Okay. So now you can go from this screen over to this screen. And this stuff all needs to be dynamically put in. We're gonna handle this dynamic nature a little differently right now. 80 bitty warriors. Yeah, we'll fix that up too, I guess. Okay, so we're going to dynamically put in 3 character select options. And we need those themselves to be inside of probably like an HBox layout or HBox container, I guess. Does that work? No, it does not, because these aren't controls. Oh, how fun. Well, we could just make them controls, and that's not a problem. So change type to control. There, now we should have proper layouts for these. Of course we don't, because we should make this the parent. Make scene root. Delete this. And now it works? No, still no, huh? Although that's a little strange. I would have expected this to work at this point. What if I move this out of here and move it back in? No, very bizarre. And now I got the order of these things wrong. Why wouldn't that work? This has a size, and then this should know how to lay it out based on that size. Oh, I guess this doesn't know that it has a size. I don't want to set minimums here. The whole point of this was to lay it out for me. Isn't that what this does? 3 columns with characters, class name for each, on bottom detailed description. Like I said, I think just showing all the information is fine for now. Remember, this is just a prototype. Like, you just need to have the information, and there are probably ways we can make this look way better. But I'm not going to do that for right now. Check the width of the container. I thought it handled this itself. Yeah, maybe it's just that this doesn't have a width. No, it's not that. Although we should set this to, let me see if I can click this without needing to. Too late already. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, there are other ways we could potentially do this. It's got to be some kind of container node. I'm just not sure which one. Arranges its child controls horizontally or vertically and wraps them around to the borders. Let's just try this just for laughs and see if this works. And then set that this has 3 columns. Yeah, weird. Okay, so it's something about... It's something about the children here that it doesn't know their proper width. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's how I had instantiated it. Let me try deleting these and instantiate them again. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that even makes sense. Character selection option. Now we instantiate a new one of these. No, it's still broken. Huh. I wonder if this needs a minimum size. Like if I set this to 100, for example, does this now know how to lay it out differently? It doesn't. I don't know what's going on here. What is this? This is Godot. Yeah. I think it's a lot more visual than Pygame. Pygame, you have to script everything, and here you could script everything, but you don't have to. What's the separation value set to for the grid thing? What is this? try simple buttons in an H box to see if that works. Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, so there are simple buttons, which I probably should have given some text before I did this. All right, just delete these. I mean, it definitely looks like that's working. So when they have size, it knows how to lay them out. And then if I put this in the middle of it, let's say. Yeah, it just doesn't know the width of this thing. This node doesn't have a control parent? Use the appropriate layout properties depending on where you're going to put it. Oh, it doesn't know that it doesn't have a control parent. Yeah. Godot is the thing I made a tutorial on. By the way, I mentioned recently that I made the tutorial. I didn't make the tutorial recently. The tutorial was made back in 2020. And you might already know that. I'm not trying to be pedantic here. I'm saying this because Godot has changed a lot in the last like 3-4 years. But yeah, here's the link. Looks like it's dealing with inline elements. Yeah, I know. And I'm not sure why that's happening, because even if I set a minimum here, it doesn't look like it's being respected. Like I set a minimum to 500, right? Now over here. Oh, wait. It didn't look like it was doing anything when I set this to 100. But when I set it to 500, it looks like it did something. That is somewhat confusing. Huh. So I do need a minimum? Does that do anything? I wonder how to have... what do I actually want here? Do I want this to set the size of the children, or do I want it to respect the size? I guess I just want it to respect the size of the children, in which case I would just set a minimum here. So what is this? 380? I guess this all plays into how many pixels do I plan on having here. So 380 times 3 with some padding in between, 1140. I probably shouldn't rely on this being anything in particular, though. It should probably handle dynamic sizes. I don't know if it was bogged. I don't know what happened. I'm going to set this to 250. And yeah, it doesn't look like it updates. Maybe I need to save this? Okay, that's what's going on. I need to save this every time. Okay, I don't think I was doing that. So that means all the stuff I was testing was kind of busted. So now if we expand this, it does not expand the children though. And that's the other part I guess I don't get about this. Although maybe I need to say that this needs to expand. Yeah, it's set to, okay, I see now. If I set this to full rect, does it work? I have no idea. I don't think so. Man, there's so much to know about for this. Container sizing. Yeah, I think these need to know that they can expand. And I don't know how we do that. Oh, here maybe expand. Does that work? Did I do it yet? I did it! Oh my god. Okay, that took a long time to figure out. Ooh. All right, we're getting there. Now there's some way to set a gap in between these. I don't know how we do that. Or maybe this one can't do it. Yeah, I know grid can do it. So we could at least put these things into the grid and it should work there. So now if we expand this, good, that's working. And then we can set some position in between somehow. How do we do that? I know there's a property that controls this. It was like, I'll just search for grid in my thing here. RG grid. Okay, I mean, I see the grid container stuff here. It's got to be on the grid container. Where is the grid container? Oh, come on. I see margin left, margin top. It might have been those. Where else is there a grid container? No, it's not. I guess character select had one, although I don't think this one matters. There it is, custom constants. I remember, yep. Custom constants, so where's that? Theme overrides, constants, I found it. We can set this now. Oh, that was hard. HBox has the separation value. Yeah, it must have something, and it's in theme override. Yep, wow. It's just the least obvious name for something here. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got our sucky character select screen now. I need to dynamically populate this with the information from each class. Let's see how I want to do that. I guess we'll just give this a script that knows how to pull in the information. Yeah, so init with a character class, and that'll just be a string for now. And this is what's going to set all of the information that we have here. Whoops. Let's just set the name. Just start with that. Name equals character class, sure. And delete this stuff. I don't think this will work because yeah, you can only use this from ready. Wait, no, that's not true. What am I doing? It's not name equals, it's name.text equals. Now it says not present on the inferred type node because it doesn't know it's a label. It's gonna be kind of annoying. Name label equals name. I know this is all coming because I set this to warn me when it typically wouldn't be a warning. Isn't that bit against the cutting corners approach? Which one? Okay. Dynamically loading character information. I guess the way I was thinking about it is I eventually need these abilities to be set somewhere in code. I guess I could always copy paste between them. All right, let me think about this. What would this take for me to do? Yeah, I don't think it'd be bad to do it via code. I think it's going to be kind of the same effort, whether it's through the scripting or not. Either way, I need these values typed somewhere. At least for this stuff. What else changes here? The name, the sprite, I guess. And the animated sprite could be loaded in from another scene, description, and then the 3 abilities that we have. Well, let's just try this out. And yeah, if this takes longer than like 15 minutes, then we probably shouldn't do it. So let's see what we got here. We have set next scene to the character select screen. The character select screen should know how to instantiate itself. So I believe this already has a script. Yeah. And so on ready, we're going to do set up the characters and then to do connect signals. Yeah. Excuse me. All right, so var characters equals. No, we're gonna call this class 1. I'm gonna just make up names here. Warlock, the ones that aren't in the spec essentially, just to make sure these are showing up somewhere. Warlock, sorceress, and whoa, just had a bunch of these. And necromancer, sure. And then we're gonna do for I in range 3. All right, where are we adding this stuff? This is gonna be inside the HBox container. So let's get that. Okay, we don't need any of that stuff. Now, when we instantiate a scene, the scene is going to be the character select what do I call this? Character select option. Okay, can't infer the type because of how annoying this is. There's scene, packed scene equals this, and then scene.instance, except for it's not even that, it's instantiate. All right, good. All right, then we want to, this is now going to be what, a node? So it should have an init. It's not present on the inferred type node. Yeah, I need to tell it what this type is. I guess it's going to be a character select option. Can't find type. What did I call this? Character select option. Yeah. Why can't it find that? Oh, because it needs to know that this is a class? Is that how you do this? A colon. I don't remember this being the case. Class name, not class. There we go. Now this should work. Wow, surprised I remember any of this. Okay, then we init, and this shouldn't be complaining at me now. Yeah. Requires the subtype string, but the supertype variant was provided. Oh, so annoying. Okay, so I think we do it like this. That doesn't work. Nah, there's some way to do this. GD script array. How do you type an array? Array string. Oh, wow. That's not what I expected. Well, we did it. Okay. Now we delete this nonsense from here. Goodbye, nonsense. And now we'll get back something. I don't know what this is going to look like. Yeah, okay, cool. So there are class names. I mean, this doesn't render correctly, but I got to take a break anyway. Yeah, this won't be too bad. What IDE am I using? Yeah, it's VS Code. Just make a script per class with hard code values. Yeah, I'm going to probably hard code the values in here. We're not going to, like, I think I've got a pretty good grip on where I want to cut corners. I might kind of mess that up as I go, but yeah, so set up the character. So what we really have to do is pull in all of the correct information to do dynamically set the animated sprite to the right character and to do fixed positioning in the game. Is it not possible to do for I and characters? It probably is, yeah. I'm not super concerned with code quality either right now. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna keep working on this. I think we'll at least, is it allowed or restricted? It's like, it's very encouraged. So we're trying to go pretty much as fast as possible. If you look at the today command, it talks a little bit more. It's linking to a specific part of this document. And in that specific part is what the expectations are here. So we are trying to prototype this to figure out if the game will be fun. I don't think people will load up something like this and be like, oh man, the game sucks, if I tell them, hey, this is just a prototype. But if I get to the gameplay and the gameplay's bad, then I think they will know that that sucks. So like this you can ignore and this you can ignore, but once you get into the game, I think it should be representative of like enough of the final gameplay. I'm trying to launch in 10 days. No. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Wow, that looked brutal at the end. It was like solid blocks there. Also, Darkstorm, thanks for subbing. I saw it just as I was on my way out, and I wouldn't have remembered if I hadn't seen all the particles around you. Closer to my 486 score. You can never play the game again, though, if you actually get to that score. Also, you really need to manage which place you get into. Close the game. All right, so let's go through some of these. So pull in all the correct information. So this is really going to be warrior slash mage slash rogue. And we need to fill out everything. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say if character class, or is there switch in Godot? Actually, I don't know. GD script switch. Conditional. Provides a powerful alternative match statement. I don't remember this. Match. Oh, okay. Match character class. And then we say warrior, colon. I don't know what I want to put here yet, but what's in this? So ability 1 text, ability 2 text, ability 3 text. So we're going to do ability 1 text dot text. This won't even work. Can you do something like this? Is that possible? Oh, you can. Okay, then that's what we're going to do here too. Name as label dot text. Okay. All right, ability 1 text. So what do we have filled out for this? I should just be able to copy it right from the scene. In fact, we should just be able to do this. What did I put? Character TSCN. Character select option dot TSCN. This one. All right, and slash should be in here. Yeah, so this stuff, text equals. So I want these strings to be over here. 2, 3. There. Sacrifice I'm willing to make. Okay. All right, so we have all that. Now we need a description. I forgot about that. So whoops, I should have copied that when I had the chance. Description equals this. And we need the sprite, which is like thoroughly nested in here. Okay, so what we should do is we should probably save scenes with each of these. We could do it that way, or we could dynamically create the scenes, because eventually we're going to want this for enemies too. I don't know what I want to do for that. I guess for now, let's just go the easy route. For this, definitely it's easier to just make scenes. So let's just make a scene. Yeah. Okay, so 2D scene. This is just going to be animated, or no, not even animated sprite. We'll just call this. Call this warrior sprite. Yeah. Then change type to animated sprite. And why is this a problem? Oh, yeah, I know. I didn't set that yet. Okay, so we do this and this. And then let's just set the FPS from a script, I guess. Yeah, script slash. Oh, will this work? I think this will work. Yeah. We'll say animated sprite or animated character sprite. And all we're going to do on ready is get child 0 dot what is this? An animated sprite, and it's got somewhere here there's a way to set its animations. Bar animated sprite. Get child 0. Okay, then we use this to set its, is there a way to get its animations? Seriously? What? Get child. Get a bunch of other stuff. There's no animation thing on here? That seems wrong. How do you control, yeah, string name animation. The current animation. And then the sprite frames. I want to get the sprite frames. How do I get that? I guess I just do this. And then there's a way to set the FPS somehow. How do we do that? I see this right here. I don't know if that's part of sprite frames. It's super messed up. All right, frame duration, frame count. One of these has to be the FPS thing, right? FPS. Set animation speed, there it is. Set animation speed, so that's what I need. Set animation speed of default to whatever it is I'd done over here. What had I done over here? Because I liked how that was going up and down. 2 FPS? Yeah, 2 FPS. And that's it, that's our script. Do I upload your VODs to YouTube or something similar? Yeah, they're on YouTube. I'm streaming to YouTube right now as well. So they're all under there. I also have pretty much every VOD I've ever done since I started streaming. So if you want to watch like 6,000 hours of me coding, you can. All right, this is done. So now the way we get this to work is we want to instantiate this thing, and check this out. I can just say that this is some like super fast. Why is it not working? Oh, there we go. Okay, so it looks like it's a warrior on caffeine, but when I instantiate in the scene, it should get set back to 2 FPS or something like that. So we're gonna save this scene as, yeah, warrior sprite, I guess. Warrior sprite. All right, I gotta make a couple more of those, but for now, we're gonna go put that in here instead of this. What am I doing? Let's just copy this. So regardless of your character class, we're going to take the sub viewport container, which has a sub viewport in it. And we're going to do add child, load scripts, or no, not scripts, scenes / warrior sprite dot instance. Okay. Now, what is the problem here? Oh, this. All right, I don't care about the unsafe method for right now. We'll fix that in a second. This should add in the warrior sprite to all of these such that I don't need to do anything here, but I do need to set an offset of 1212 and maybe say that it's centered. Honestly, it's probably easier to, whatever. All right, let's turn this off. Okay, now we hit the play button and I don't know what's gonna happen. It broke. Oh, because it says instance. It still broke. Get index sprite frames on base null instance. So this would suggest that that script I wrote here, get child 0, that this isn't working correctly. This should be an animated sprite. We can just take a look in the scene and see what's going on here. There it is, warrior sprite. Why does it not like that? Oh, because it is, oh, it's, I see. It's not get child 0. It's like this thing is an animated sprite 2D. So we just need to do this. Well, that's easy. And now we try running this. Hey, cool. Okay, cool. So we got the shield to show up. Now we need to set the offset on this thing. Offset. Oh, no, that's not something we'll do here. Also, it was animated. I don't actually know it was moving. I don't think so. Why not? Warrior sprite. Are you not animated somehow? I see it here. Its FPS is set wrong. And it doesn't look like it's... Well, the offset I can set manually, but that's not going to fix the animation, right? Didn't even do anything. Oh, right, because I'm modifying the wrong one. I got to modify this one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely not animated. Why not? This is default, so it should be playing by default, right? Huh. I don't know why that wouldn't be playing by default. The warrior of 3 feet. Oh, are there 2 warriors in here or something? Oh, yeah, something's wrong. What is going on with that? Whoa. Yeah. That's actually part of the sprite. Oh, it's a cloak. It just happens to be the same color as the foot, because you can see over here they all have cloaks. Yeah. Third foot. Autoplay next to the refresh next to FPS. Autoplay. This? Oh, autoplay unload. Yeah. Wait, then how is my other one working? I wonder. Does that fix this? Oh, it does fix that. Cool. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so now we need to set the offset correctly. That's something that should be done from here. Yeah, so we need to do var, what is it? Sprite equals this. Then this is going to be as packed scene instantiate. What does it say? Has no static type? Oh, yeah. And then what we can do is we can set the sprite's offset like that. 12, 12. Offset is not present. Thinks it's a node. Animated sprite 2D. I should just instantiate it that way. Let's see if that's working though. Nice, it is. Cool. All right, not bad. Yeah, magic numbers. I mean, I can change that, but we're not going to. We're cutting corners. Cutting corners. All right, so this we will say here, and that way we don't need to do that. Yeah. I'll just write this. This is half the width and height of the sprite. Okay, so now the sprite that we load is going to be based on this. So we're just going to say var scene sprite scene path equals, actually it just equals nothing to begin with. It's a string. We put this down here. We load this from sprite scene path. And then we just set it over here. Sprite scene path equals that. Except for that's not correct. Just make stuff up. All right, so that's a warrior. Now we need the other 2 classes. So mage and the rogue. So we need the mage sprite and the rogue sprite. All right, let's go add those in. So we're just going to save this as a different scene. Save scene as mage sprite. Rename this. And change the frames that we use. Can you delete these? How do you delete these? There we go. So you are frame number 1 and you are frame number 2. Save you and then go save again as rogue sprite. Okay. Now the rogue, I think I said was going to be that one. Yeah, so red handkerchief. Where are you? So hard to see these. It should be, well, what's it next to? Next to the green guy. No, it's not next to the green guy. What am I talking about? It's next to guy with a shield. So it's farther down than I thought then. There you are. And there's your second frame. Cool. Is there a link to the sprite sheet? Oh, it's a paid sprite sheet. So I could link to the preview page here. Hey, Devil Dog. Yeah, but I can't actually send you this. All right, so now we have those three, so we can go plop those in. We did. And then this will be the mage, and we'll just say we'll say description, and then a build 1, a build 2, and 3. Good. Let's go try that out. Yeah, so we got the mage and the rogue. We can assume that we got the warrior correct, but there's no way to actually see it. We could do this, where we bump the position of this to the side. Yeah, look at that. And then wasn't this entire thing supposed to expand? This thing? Oh, is it because it's inheriting from something that is in... Oh. I gotta change this. All right, so how do we get this to be on the screen? I think we need this to be a control node, or for this all to be inside. Oh wait, no, this already is inside of a canvas layer. But then this can't be. Yeah, I see. Okay, this can't be a node. This needs to be a control. Change type to control. So character select screen now needs to. What is going on here? What happened? What?
Whoops.
Whoa, Godot just crashed. What? What's going on? I don't... Something's messed up with the sticky scrolling thing. Lines 3 and 5 are stuck on the screen. I think it's because Godot crashed. I want these to stay lines 1 and 2. There we go. Yeah, how do I get back to that class now? What was it? I don't remember the name. Uh-oh, this is really bad. This like undid all of my progress here. Uh-oh. No, come on. What? Oh, this is going to be so annoying if that just happened. Especially because I don't know how that would have just happened. It got my sprite here. Oh, come on. It deleted it all. I have no way of getting back to that. This is all the undo history that I had back when these actually were my contents here. All right, can I just retry this? This is really bad. Really, really bad. Oh, here it is. Oh my God. Okay, what is going on? Okay, I think I was just looking at the wrong file and I confused myself. But there are lines 1 and 3 that I wanted earlier. So we're gonna act like nothing happened. And so what was the problem I was trying to fix there? To get this to show up correctly, yeah. And the problem is that this was the wrong type, right? So I changed this and then that's what it didn't save. So I set this to control and then I save this thing and then we go modify this so that this is now control. All right, does that work? Yeah, so now can we get that control to show up in the right spot? We want this to be full screen. Well, we want it to be full screen at the very least. Does that fix it? Hey, cool. It kinda does. Now this is in the wrong spot. We want this layout to be, I guess, the entire top of the screen. What is this thing? Top wide. Does that work? Oh, it does work. Okay. And then maybe a little bit of padding or margin or whatever it's called in this. How do we do that? Let's not worry about it. That's the kind of thing we just shouldn't care about. All right, let's go get the proper data. So mage starts with which 3 abilities should we give it? So fire blast, direct fire damage, damage over time, single target, shoot a lightning bolt at X enemies. Oh, this is already technically done then. This is the meteor thing that I had written down. I think these are good ones. Yeah, let's add these 3. Okay, so here are your abilities as the mage. And what was my description? Lots of elements, cooldown manipulation. The mage is a master of elements and has the ability to manipulate. Oh, I got to show their class passive thing on here too. No, this shouldn't talk about game stuff yet. Master of elements and can oftentimes rapidly cast spells. All right. So we have Fire Blast. How do I say this in terms that aren't game terms yet? Because it's like you never played the game yet. Maybe this is dumb. This is probably dumb. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, just put cast spells. Just put is magical. Can pull rabbits from hats. All right, I'm gonna say attack a single enemy. I'm just gonna do the same thing I did with the other one. Fine. Lightning zaps. Dumbest ability thing. Attack several enemies. I mean, this is just gonna look exactly like the other one. And then Boulder is gonna be attack all enemies for a high damage. As a long cooldown. Sure, whatever. All right, and then the Rogue. Quick Strike, Cloak of Shadows, and Poison Dagger. Actually, I think of all the abilities, I think Traps would be a lot cooler. That would be a whole other mechanic. But I think we're going to go with that. Let's bump this down here. Gives a sick burn to chat. Yeah. All right, so Quick Strike, Poison Dagger, and Traps. All right, so this is the Rogue. Description is going to be quick but weak. The Rogue attacks from the shadows. I don't know. I don't really care. All right, Quick Strike. Attack a single enemy very quickly. All right, Poison Dagger. I'm not going to write the very quickly part. Poison Dagger is going to be poison the target, dealing damage over time. And Traps, lay trap. Lays a trap to trick enemies. Sure. Sure. Yeah, we'll add EMP for the next class. Okay, so this should at least look like the proper character select screen that I wanted, right? Can I should probably just make this stretch when you maximize this. Yeah, although it is nice that at least this is getting laid out correctly. In fact, that's probably best for testing. But I think stretching this is probably the easiest to show people on stream what's going on here. I don't even know where this is. Stretch, there it is. I never remember what the difference is for this. With precise. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna say viewport. there. Try and stop me. Oh. I was like, that doesn't look good. All right, look at that text at exactly 0 pixels on the left side because I don't feel like adding in a margin. All right, I mean, yeah, this looks good enough. Margin container can fix that. That sounds like a fast enough thing for me to just do right now. Yeah. I want, I guess, everything to be, actually, I guess I want this entire thing to be a margin container. What is this right now? It's a V something. I guess we'll put this under here and then put everything else under it. I don't think that's what I wanted to do. I think I want it the other way around. I think this becomes the scene root. What's going on here? I guess this can be deleted. Did it work? I don't even see a margin on here. Margin, here we go. Set it to, I don't know, 5, 5, 5, 5. Better than nothing. And thanks, DM bro. F5 to start the game. Yeah, should do that. Yeah, I'll just import all of Chromium into my game and use that for the UI. That'll cut a corner. All right, unfortunately, this breaks everything because now I need to put the script up here. I never actually liked this part of Godot. Like, this thing thinks it has a script. And I guess it still could. Maybe there is no problem with this. Actually, maybe that's new in Godot 4. I thought only the root thing could have a script. Does this just work? Trying to assign value of type margin container to character select option. Detach, attach. Can I pick the script? Character select option. Okay, so load that. This extends margin container. So it's probably just a sign I'm doing something wrong. How's this look now? Invalid set null. Oh, because everything's in a different spot now. Man, every single $sign thing needs to change so that it first gets it from, what is this called? A VBox container. This should just be called VBox container. Oh, before I do that though, I should rename this one character select option. And then all of these get VBox container in it. Very stupid. All right, nice. No, but now there's a problem. Now it's not taking up the full width of the screen. Oh, there's a % sign? I didn't know about that. Huh, interesting. I'll write this down for now. But yeah, I just broke this. Because this doesn't get this. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. I think I need to, oh man. That's why this is so silly. Something, I set something to, yeah, this, fill. I think I need to set the same thing for this thing now. Expand? Or maybe a minimum or something? Oh, that worked. Okay, cool, yeah. Looking good. So now we got some margin. I'm digging it. All right, so now you should be able to click one of these and it should show that it's selected. So basically the entire thing should turn into a button. And maybe we should put a border around it. I don't know how to do that. There might be like a border. No, there isn't. Okay. Yeah. I'd guess it'd be in like visibility or something. Or I might have to draw it myself. That's not super important though. I think as long as you can just click somewhere on here, I think it should be fine. All right, so when you click it, it should tell that it's been clicked. Hover and selected effect. Yeah, I think a hover effect would be good. I wonder if that's a thing you can do. Focus entered, focus exited. What does that mean? Node gains focus. Okay, not that. Mouse entered. Yeah, mouse entered and mouse exited. I guess those are what I want to use. So func ready. So how do I do this? On mouse entered. Yeah, there it is. Mouse entered dot connect self on mouse entered. I don't think that's how you do this. I think it's like this. Yeah, and this probably takes in an event. It doesn't. Okay, how do we set the background of this thing now? What is that in? Visibility? Visibility modulate? If I just set this to like a color, what happens? That looks bad. That looks really bad. Yeah, I think we'll need a background for this entire thing. Theme, input, mouse, focus, tooltip. Light mask? What is this show behind parent? No. Top level. I guess I could just add a background that takes up the entirety of this thing. Just the texture rect as a background for starters? Yeah, that's what I would guess. And then we just give this a color gradient. What's like solid color though? Why would I do that? Viewport, canvas, compressed, image, atlas, mesh, curve, gradient. I guess gradient 1D with the same color would probably be fine. How do I, ooh. Okay, you know what? As long as it's a gradient, let's just actually pick colors here. Fine. We'll pick blue. Oh God, no one should ever let me design anything. Oh, you fooled. You put too much power into my hands. All right, now how do I pick the other color? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is, I see. There's like a start color and an end color. Okay, so for this, I want to copy paste the other color. How do I do that? Did I mess this up already? Why is this black again? How do you use this UI? I'm so confused. I just want to copy this color. Oh my God, this is so confusing. Oh, there are 3 of these. That's why. Oh, I want to remove that. Oh, I accidentally added the 3rd one. Oh boy. Oh God. All right. I get what I'm doing now with this UI. This is incredibly confusing at first, but I understand now. So we want something that has low alpha and is just a quick highlight that that's what you've selected. So sure, a calming blue color. Now, is there any way to copy this? Oh, there's recent colors in there. Okay, so we can just click this and go to recent colors and take presumably that. And then set a different color. Except that the alpha needs to probably be higher. Yeah, so let's set an alpha of like 50. There we go. All right, so that's what we're gonna do when this is selected. It's gonna look like trash. Why does it look cropped on the left? What do you mean? Knowing that they're quite different spaces, do you think a programmer of quality indie game would transition to corporate coding easier or vice versa? I mean, I guess you're asking skill-wise. I think if you're coding an indie game, you're wearing a lot of different hats. And as a corporate coder, I don't see you wearing a lot of different hats. So I think it'd be actually kind of tough, just personality-wise. Skill-wise, I guess you could go either direction. Okay, so problem. I need to lay this out behind the parent, and this was here somewhere. I think here, show behind parent. Oh, that's not transparent though. I wonder if you can make it transparent. I don't know. Let's just see what happens when I hit the play button. Yeah, it looks bad. How do we like set a background here? How would I do this? Because essentially I want this to be like a transparent container. I can't do this. Yeah, I don't know how I would do this. I don't think the sub viewport would know, would it? Clear mode always. It might be in here. Transparent background. There we go. Oh, that was easy. Wow, look at this. Everything's coming together. Okay, so let's pick some not trash colors. This is just so ugly. Like the ugliest thing I've ever made. All right, we're just gonna pick a different, I don't know. Yeah, sure, whatever there. I don't care. I'm done. That's it. Now we're gonna make this be visible or not visible when the mouse enters. So we'll say background, and on mouse enter is gonna be background dot visible. Is it called visible? It probably is. Let's just search this. I don't know what it's called. It's a texture rect, right? So it should have whatever this thing has. I can't even search this. Visible. I think it is visible. I guess it's visibility. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Let's just try visible equals true. Let's just see what that does. If it works, then great. So now when we hover over one of these, yeah, nice. It is visible. Okay, good. And then when you don't hover over it, we're going to make it go away. So that's on mouse enter, mouse exited, on mouse exited. Copy this down to here, set it to false, change this to exited. Fix this so that it's background as control. That should be all I need to do. All right, I pressed F5. Did it work? I don't think it worked. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, whatever. All right, this is fine, except that we need a way of showing that you're hovered over it, and then when you click it, we need to know that it's selected, and it should look a little bit different. Okay. I guess we would, I'll just make a new one here. We'll just duplicate this, in fact. Maybe we call this border. Can we have it not... selection background? Okay, so the selection background, we'll just make it a solid color and have it be, I don't know, green. Let's make this visible so I can actually see what color it is. Yeah, that's pretty good, whatever. Okay, so selection background. So now, is there a mouse clicked or something? What's it called? Mouse entered, mouse exited. There is no, like, you clicked this? I guess we need to detect an input and then see what it's hovering over. Huh, there is no clicked. Oh, GUI input, maybe it's that. Emitted when it receives an input event. Yeah, it's probably that. Okay, so GUI input on GUI input. All right, this is going to say selection background visible equals true. So nothing's going to disable this. Only one of these should be selectable at a time. Technically, they're radio buttons. I'm not going to do that. I'll just code this myself. Yeah, that didn't work. Error calling from signal. Expected 0 arguments. Oh, because it comes with an input event. Yeah. And I want to detect that you press the left click. Detect left click on control. Here it is. And then just check event.button index. And event.button index equals button left. What is going on? Button left doesn't exist. Huh. Wonder where that's supposed to come from. Oh, it's mouse button left. Oh, it's because the AI is just making stuff up. All right. All right, let's try that. There we go. Okay, yeah. I'm liking it so far. So now we need to know that just one of these is selected, and we need to know which one. So we'll say var selected option. Oh no, this should just emit back to the thing that instantiated it. Now let's close out of all the other tabs we have here. There's too much open. So this will have a signal selected. Cool. And then we'll just emit selected. Cool. And we'll set this to true. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Then over here, when we make one of these, we'll do character dot connect selected. No, that was everything I wanted. Okay, there we go. Self dot on character selected. All right, void function. Now it'd be nice if you could bind in an argument here. I guess we're just not going to do that. I'll just pass this in over here. So we'll pass in the character class again. And we'll say that we've selected this with our particular character class. Isn't there a way to save stuff in here? Do I need to put it at this level? Var character class? String? Is self even a thing? I don't know if it's a thing in this. Apparently it is. Local function is shadowing an already declared variable. I'm okay with that, but I'll still name this differently. Char class, sure, whatever. There. Now I don't need the self. Although it's probably helpful to know that that's where that comes from. Can't the container just clear all the backgrounds and have each choose their own background? Yeah, that's true. Although something is still going to need to know which one's selected. Yeah. I can go through all of these and do this though. How do we get them? It's all inside of hbox container. So we just got to get all the children from that. Get children. All right. Our selectors equals this. Except for, oh man, this is where the typing gets so annoying. Node.getChildren returns a node array. I want this to be a character select option array, which is not even possible. You've got to do it like this. That still doesn't work. Man, fine. Yeah, so fine. I've got to cast them all afterward, I guess. So if selector as character select option. is selected. I mean, there's no is selected, is there? It's just selected.emit. So we're just going to clear selection. Clear selection. And that's this. Cool. All right, there. So I think we're good. You should only be able to select one of them now. Yeah, nice. And then it should know which one. I didn't mean to click whatever. I just clicked at the end there. It should know which one is selected, and it should show it in the label down at the bottom. So start game as class should change. What did I call this? Start game button. There it is. Yeah. Start game button. Game button.text equals start game as character class string. There we are. Now we just say this is as button. And I think we're good. No, we're not good. What did I do wrong? Property pressed is not present on input event, but might be on a subtype. Oh, those warnings I don't care about. What is this? Error calling what? From signals selected to callable. Oh, because I never emitted the character class. Right, I forgot to do that, didn't I? All right, now we're in business. Now the text is going away completely. That's peculiar. Does this need to be like that? No, I don't know what's wrong here. Character class should be getting passed in. Let's just put a breakpoint here. Unfortunately, I don't remember how you're supposed to debug this. So let's look into that. Godot engine debugging. To debug, follow these instructions. I remember these being very easy. Open command palette, show run and debug. Open command palette. I don't know what I was just doing there. Okay. Create a launch.json for this. And I think we're done. Yep. Then press F5 to launch. Nice. Now I click this button, and what do we have as a character class passed in? Where art thou, character class? Mage. So why is this not working? Could not find character class. What? That's not possible, right? Do I need an S here? What am I doing wrong? It was in the output, yeah. I don't know why it's saying it can't find it. I also don't know how I could possibly have that wrong. Yeah, you put it in a thing like this. %D, interesting. So it looks like I do need tags on this. Maybe an S here? I do not know. Let's try that again. Oh, yep, turns out that's it. Okay, fine. Yeah, so now what we can see is that you can select a character. You can only select one character. And it says start. So I only want one of these things to be showing up at a time. Or maybe we should just have a character class selected by default. No, I think you should just have to select it. Yeah, so let's hide the button until it's actually relevant. This dot visible equals true. And we'll hide whatever I called the other thing. Oh no, it's instructions. Oh God. How could anyone let me get away with this blunder? Instructions as label.visible equals false. Oh, right. And then I got to hide one of those to begin with, right? This. Done. Okay, cool. Look at our awesome game. Start new game. And now it says select a character above. We pick one and it says start game as a mage. Nice. Yeah. Where do I wish list and buy? Just throw some money at your monitor and I'll receive it. Yeah, so now nothing actually picks your character. So let's go fix up the warnings. This is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. Yeah, all that stuff's done. The only thing that's really implicitly not done is this. And I don't even know what's wrong here. If event is not, is not even valid in GDScript? There is no, it's like this. All right. So now why pressed is not present on the infer type input event. That was the whole point of this, is that I wanted to assure that this was correct, but it doesn't have type cards, I guess. So we need to say something like var e colon this equals event. Can I do that? Hey, we did it. All right, now we should have no errors in the debugger, right? Nice. And we need something connected for that button, start game button. So I already did one of these things, right? Pressed dot connect. Did I not? Don't I have a button on the very first screen? Well, how did I do this? Oh, connect pressed. Okay, I see. Well, we're gonna do the same thing over here. So start game button dot connect pressed on start game pressed. Funk. And then we need to keep track of which character is selected. I guess we're technically doing this in two different spots. Var selected class string. And we'll just set this here. Cool. Then we print this sure will be an exciting game as a %s% selected class. Now that's how you talk to a computer. Let's try it out. Oh, right. There's no way to test this here because there's no way to see the terminal, is there? This sure will be an exciting game as a mage. It's working. Okay, pretty cool. So this took 3 hours. I think the reason it took 3 hours is because I think of all the things I do in Godot, UI is the stuff I've done the least. So let's go check this in. Yeah, we added every single sprite, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah, I'm fine with all the scenes and everything. This is also fine. They all are animating at the correct frame count, right? They should all be 2 frames per second. Yeah, I think they are. I think it's very obvious when they're not. I'm totally sure. Take care, Diamond. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good, right? Oh yeah, one of the other things we got to do with the prototype is stress test. Does the game handle lots and lots of extra battles? I may have something like 20 characters at the end. Maybe add this, maybe add the ability to have tons of battles so that people can test this themselves. Does the warrior have a third foot? No, that's a cloak. We've already determined that. I'm kind of beginning to think that it'd make for faster prototyping if I didn't have to keep casting types all over the place. But this is at least pretty good. So make character select screen. There's nothing after that screen, but you can select a character. Nice. Commit and sync. All right, cool. So are we done with all this? Show the 3 options, show what abilities they have, show description, allow for picking them, once picked, transition. Well, we haven't done that, but I'm just gonna mark it as done anyway. Close issue. So next up is gonna be get your character to move around the world. Make world map. Just hand draw a map, a world map for now. And then put your character somewhere in it. Transition to that scene after picking a character. Note at this point, I should probably stop going through the title screen every time and just automatically go directly into the game. Am I going to procedurally generate the world? I don't think so. I was actually debating at one point, like, what if I randomized every part of the game? But I think it generally leads to a worse experience, at least at first. I know there are modes in games that can do something like that. And I know some games are based around that entire concept. But I think for this, it'd be nice to have some idea of like how fast you can progress. Actually, before launching the prototype, let me just go make a new thing really fast here. How do I do this? Let's go over to here. Because I need to make sure this is like totally solid. So this is going to go into Idle Ascendants, and we're going to say pre-launch tasks. So not all of these have to be done, but they're considerations to make. Add an automatic timer tracking how long you play for so that people don't have to self-report. Maybe even have a button you can press that will output all of the information I may care about. How many times you launched the game, how long you played, how far you got. Am I using Vim? No, I'm not using Vim or Vim Motions. I'm using VS Code and just VS Code shortcuts. So add an automatic timer. There was something else I wanted to say in here. I think it was, oh yeah, consider adding in a stress test feature. Your average frame rate, maybe. That will give you like 25 characters. See how they all operate. Okay, cool. So create that. That's just going to be a task for now, but this is going to be tomorrow's task. Hand draw a world map, transition to that scene. At this point, stop going through the title screen. Yep, put your character somewhere in it, and then allow for moving your character. Maybe allow for... I don't know how we want characters to move eventually. Like, they could have some pathfinding, although the paths are all just going to be direct. There won't be obstacles for now. So it could be that you click a part on the map to go to it, and it could be that you just use the arrow keys or WASD. I guess we're just going to stick to the whole do what's easiest thing, right? So let's just allow for mouse controls. Yeah. Do this with the mouse. Right click to move. Yeah. There won't be collision with anything at first, other than maybe the map's boundaries. And even then, this is a prototype. All right, allow for moving your character. I think that's pretty much it for the world map. And then like maybe have the camera follow your character. This may be a good idea when you only have a single character. Yeah, so that'd be the world map. So that's going to be the next task, and then get manual battling working. Actually, the next thing would, I didn't even write anything for this. The next thing after that would be, let's add a new column. Next up or up next, what do I call this? I guess I called it both things. Next up, let's have it be purple. No, that's already the color of a column. Let's have it be pink. Okay, so after make world map is going to be spawn enemies. Okay, so make one region on the map. That region will spawn, what graphics do we have? Where are the creatures? Want to see them all. Here we go. Now let's just load it up like this. Okay, do we have bats? Yes, we have a bat and we have slimes. Yeah, let's go with bats and slimes. Sure. That region will spawn bats and slimes. Up to a certain limit. And the enemies will move around randomly within their regions. I don't know, I should probably make at least 2 regions on the map to make sure this is working. The first region will spawn bats and slimes up to a certain limit. The second region will spawn, I don't know, rats and snakes. Sure. Enemies move around randomly within their regions. And that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. Easy. I think you're looking for the document, the design document for this, maybe? That's in the today command. So make world map, spawn enemies, and then get manual battling working. So this is going to be probably one of the biggest tasks here. It's going to be when you and an enemy collide, enter a battle. It's going to be set that your character is in a battle so that you don't enter more battles while already in one. E.g. when an enemy walks onto you. And then show a battle scene above where your character is. And then this is where all those UI concerns come in. Battles. Show a cooldown bar above each character. Maybe just above your characters? Yeah, I don't think showing the enemies is going to be a good idea. Show a cooldown bar for your turn, for your character's turn. No need to show for enemies. And show your 3 abilities with some indication of how long their cooldowns are. Hovering over the ability should show a tooltip with what the ability does. Clicking the ability should use the ability. Actually, starting with automatic combat would probably be easier. Hi, Abby. Is it almost food time? Is that why you're coming over? What a good cat. So show a cooldown bar for your character's turn. Show your 3 abilities with some indication of how long their cooldowns are. I guess show life bars for everybody. Show life bars for everything in battle. Some indication. All right, always generate more than one enemy to make for easy testing. Show life bars. Show your 3 abilities, some indication of how long cooldowns are. Hovering over it will show what it does. Clicking the ability should use the ability. Oh, you'd have to click what you want to target. Oh my God. I didn't even think about this. The game is going to be manually controlled for like 20 minutes. And I'm going to need to code in some like, yeah, targeting. Hi, cat. Is that backlog feature free? Yeah, it's just part of GitHub projects. Good cat. Oh, are you going to attack my mouse again? Oh boy, I better switch. I better save this before you do that. She was clicking all over the place last time. Will abilities have hotkeys? Probably not. You're only manually controlling the game for a very short amount of time. Okay, let's switch to VS Code so you can do very little damage. Yes, you are adorable, but you also click things. Hey, no. Don't start getting bitey. Okay, cat, let's zoom out. Hi. Want to face the camera? You want to see over here? Oh, what a yawn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's playing music. I really should just unplug my keyboard. How is this comfortable for you? Like sitting on a circuit board. Yeah, so I think we got a pretty good idea of what's coming up. Clicking the ability should use the ability and probably enter cooldown. I would like to type some more, cat. Okay, okay. She's holding me hostage. She's like completely on the keyboard now. Let me just unplug this. There. Yeah, let's see you do any damage now, huh? Huh? Human outsmarted you. You are adorable. What do you think of Idle Ascendants, Abby? Don't speak English if you think it's going to be a great game. That's right. Good cat. You believe in me. Yeah, so... Oh, I said tomorrow, but I'm not actually going to be streaming again until Wednesday because tomorrow is YouTube day. And I'm not totally sure what we're going to do for the YouTube video. I was originally thinking of making it on this thing I came up with a long time ago called OLS, or One Little Step. It's another one of those like essentially motivational frameworks. But then I was thinking, should I do it on the YouTube API? But I'm going to wait for that quota form to be completely done. I could just stream tomorrow. I'm very close to the 3,000 hours thing on YouTube. Kat usually doesn't do this. She like just started last night. Anyway, I am pretty happy with how this has gone so far. I'm glad. I think the design ended up in a good spot. And it's not like we have a whole lot going on here. But we got a character select screen. It's pretty good. Eventually, we're going to need to reuse this for all the other characters you can get in the game, not just the very first one. Just stream more. It's fine to skip one YouTube day. I do want to be building up YouTube, though, and I think consistency is pretty important. Plus, I'm very motivated to work on this, so I don't think I'll just stop. You can test if the rate limiting actually works. The quota stuff, you mean? Oh, are you going to sit on my lap? Wow. You really are attention starved. You can come over here. She's like half on my lap and half not. There we go. She's gonna walk into the void. Don't do it, cat. Nope, she's gone. Okay, I can finish typing now. Jeez. Okay, what did I start? Yeah, clicking the ability should use the ability and put it on cooldown. What else do we have? Yeah, when an enemy's life hits 0, should be removed. When your life hits 0, your character I'll just say it this way, when an entire team's life hits 0, the battle should end. For now, just kick the player back to the overworld. Set that the enemy and your character are in a battle so that you don't, so that neither enters more. No, no, don't, cat. Why would you do that? What did you do? No, where did that go? Oh, did you close the tab? Oh, wait, whoa, 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 keep editing. Yeah, no. Where did that go? It's saying keep editing, but like I didn't actually modify anything here. I really don't want to have lost that. Oh, man. Did it save? It didn't save. Oh, man. Yeah, she caught me by surprise. I didn't expect that. Okay, well, let's retype it out. Oh, wait, no, here's my text. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I don't know how that happened. All right, so for now, just kick the player back to the overworld and delete the enemy. If the enemy lost, delete them from the overworld and make sure a new enemy spawns. Handle the real end of battle logic in another task. All right, this is not the entirety of everything we need to do, but I think it's close enough. So once we do that, we'd have battling working. Then we need to handle the end of battle tasks. So handle end of battle results effects. Oh yeah, allow for targeting. I didn't mention that. So for a manual battle, show... Actually, not even for manual battles. I guess show the experience that you earned somewhere above the battle. If you lost, make your character respawn after some time. Handle experience and leveling up. I'm getting very hungry. Also, I should really be ending the stream pretty soon. There was something about targeting. Oh yeah, this. Clicking the ability, you should use the ability and put it on cooldown. Maybe there is no targeting for now. I kind of, yeah. Maybe there just is no targeting. It's an extra thing to code and it won't matter after very long. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do something like that. All right. I'm pretty happy with all this. I think this went well. The only thing left to do is fill out the journal, which is idle in the morning, then started the prototype in the afternoon. Got to the point where you can select a starting character. Took a while because of the UI stuff that I'm unfamiliar with. The enemies could queue up in front of your character. I was planning on them being in like a 3x3 grid. But yeah, I guess we could always just spawn them in a line and make you think that that's just how battles work. But no, I probably can't do that. Yeah. for Godot paths to node. All right, yeah. Game dev. All right, yeah. All right, pretty happy with this. I gotta get going. I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Let's see. Going to software and game dev. Who do we have? Yeah, so for those who don't know, I try to make YouTube videos on Tuesdays. So Wednesday will be the next day that I'm back. I've hosted so many people. All right, let's go host. I don't know how this person pronounces their name. Musean. Also, I just lost my chat. I don't know where you all are. There we go. All right. Oh, target is disabled raids. Wow. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know why you would do that. All right. Well, who do we raid instead then? I don't know. I should probably just stop taking this long. I'll just find the next stream in less than 2 hours and in English. Yeah, this one. Okay, so IRAD dev. Let's raid them. All right, cool. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, I'm very happy with today. I think it's been great. I'm gonna probably try to stop myself from doing more coding, even though I'm very motivated to do it right now. Anyway, I'll see you all on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.